chaotic, and it has changed my life. I've been a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Thousands most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. It's been a couple of weeks, honey. The girl has been busy. I had the flu. My mama had the flu. Here in Virginia, there's this nasty motherfucking flu going around. And honey, I have not been sick like that in a I can't remember the last time I was sick like that. But how y'all been doing? Yes, I'm still rocking the Veronica Lake, honey. I just can't get enough of this wig, honey. We just wrapped Milan Fashion Week, so I'm giving you La Dolce Vita. For this week's episode, y'all know I love to mix the animal prints. Yeah, but what else has been going on? We have a lot to cover. Last night was the 97th Annual Academy Awards. Honey, we also have to talk about, we're going to get to Donald Trump and, you know, Zelensky and JD Vanity, honey, in a minute. But, I want to start the show off with condolences and just to pay tribute to two extraordinary women, two extraordinary pioneer women in music who we lost over the last couple weeks. Legendary singer Roberta Flack and one of my favorite singers of all time, the legendary Angie Stone. Roberta Flack was 88 years old, I believe. She had been suffering from ALS for a long time. If you're not familiar with Roberta Flack, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. But her most famous song is Strumming My Pain with His Fingers, you know, which Lauryn Hill redid. So a lot of the younger folks, they know the Lauryn Hill version, but they don't know that Roberta Flack, honey. She was a legend. Grammy Award winner, millions of records sold, just an amazing talent. And really just in the last couple of days, we lost Angie Stone tragically in a car accident. She was actually on her way to perform in Baltimore, I believe, at a basketball game. And an 18-wheeler hit her Sprinter, and sadly she passed away at the age of 63. Now, rumors are circulating online, and listen, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I do find it a little strange that she was in a bit of a kerfuffle when it came to her monies and what was owed to her from the record company. She did just post a video, I believe it was a week or two ago, before her passing, talking about how much money the record company owed her allegedly. And so with all this other crazy Diddy stuff and all this other stuff going on, you know, I don't put nothing past nobody. But, you know, I just feel so bad. Condolences to her family. Yeah, that's just such an amazing talent, man. Everybody's getting older. The world is changing. Shit is shifting. We're losing people. It's a crazy time. But, you know, long live Angie Stone and Roberta Flack. So listen, y'all. Let's lighten up the mood. Milan Fashion Week has just wrapped, honey. And listen, before I get to Milan, listen. I was sick. I did not give a damn about London Fashion Week. I saw Harris Reed. I was a little it was a little underwhelming. It was a little underwhelming. And who else did I see for London Fashion Week? Oh. I have to give a huge shout out to Richard Quinn. We're just gonna name Richard Quinn the king of London Fashion Week, honey. Ooh, there's something in my eye. My God. We're just gonna name Richard Quinn the king of London Fashion Week because he really gave it, honey. That collection was everything. It gave me Karl Lagerfeld 80s Chanel a little bit. It was very princessy. I love the lace. It was a gorgeous collection. But other than that, I didn't check out anything from London Fashion Week. And I've already told y'all, London Fashion Week is not typically my favorite. But listen, I had the flu. That flu put me down, honey. I was not. I was in the bed. I didn't even want to watch TV. And then, like the second day, you get this massive fucking headache that just won't fucking stop. You can't even move. It's so bad. So, excuse me. Still a little phlegm from the flu. So, honey, I could have cared less about London Fashion Week this year. But we just wrapped Milan just in time for the Academy Awards. We're gonna get to that in a minute. So I have my 3 favorite shows. Listen, guys. Milan Fashion Week definitely had some high points, but I don't know. Maybe it's just everything that's going on. It puts a damper on anything fun. Maybe that's what it is, but it just wasn't. It was a little bit of like an air of sadness to it. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just me, but honey, one show that definitely lifted my spirits was D Squared, honey. D Squared came with a full celebration honoring, prominent fixtures in pop culture history like Kiss. We had Amelia Gray coming out with this full Cher ensemble, which I loved. And then, honey, we had Doechii, who performed her hit alongside JT, and who also opened the show paying homage to Naomi Campbell. Over 20 years ago, Naomi Campbell did something similar to this. And here it is right here. We have them side by side. And honey, I was living for it. I knew exactly what the reference was the minute she stepped out. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Doechii. Doechii is really doing her thing right now. We also got to see the iconic screen diva. I live for Brigitte Nielsen, honey. If you don't know who Brigitte Nielsen is, bitch, Google her, okay? She played the bad cop arresting the twins, creative directors of brothers and creative directors of D Squared. It was just a fun show. While I was watching it, I forgot everything that was going on in the world. It was fun. It was campy. Everybody looked like they had a good time. And then the Panther came out. Naomi fucking Campbell. Serving body, honey, and legs for days, honey, and that mane of 4C hair, honey. Honey, look at those cheeks. Jesus, honey. At 50-something years old, Naomi is still giving it. Eat me. Yeah, but this show comes in third place for me. It was definitely a fun show. And the collection itself was absolutely, everything D Squared. They even referenced themselves, those little narcissists. It's always a moment with D Squared. All right, so who do we have next? Okay, so coming in second place. Let me pull it up here on my screen. I'm supposed to have all this in order now. I had it right now. All right, so coming in second place, I have to give it to Donatella Versace. This is perhaps, in my opinion, her best collection in the last 3 years. She said it to US Weekly, and I just read this while I was getting myself together, that this was a really emotional collection for her. She really got down to the nitty-gritty of the DNA of Versace, and she said it was really emotional for her. I had been hearing for months now, and I didn't want to say anything because I just didn't believe it. It kind of went in one ear and out the other. But I've been hearing for months now that Versace might be up for sale. And she did a whole interview with Anna Wintour for Vogue. I checked that out. And she just seemed she wasn't really her upbeat party girl self. And then she also wore this jacket that her brother, the late, great, brilliant, one of my favorite designers of all time, Gianni Versace made for her back over 30 years ago, I believe. Now, the brand has been in the family now since 1978. I don't know how true this is, but a lot of people have been talking about it. If she does decide to sell it, I mean, she's been doing it for so long, and maybe she doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe she wants to pass the baton on to somebody else. Hopefully somebody with some color. We're gonna get to that in a minute too. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. Let's get to the collection. Now listen. The collection, the opening puffer looks, honey, gags me. Gags me with that archive classic Versace silk prints. Honey, all the gaudy Italian foo-foo-la that I live for. Hello. I loved the business casual essence of it. The trench coats. I need one of these trench coats. I need with the satin lining again, with that, classic Versace prints. I love the leather trousers. I mean, everything about it. I'm going to tell you what I love the most. The chainmail. The reintroducing of the chainmail. It was done so effortlessly. I love those panty shorts. I love the shoes, honey. Everything about this collection was me. Okay, I would wear every piece, even the menswear. And the tailoring was absolutely just perfection. I'm looking at it now and I'm still gagging. So huge congratulations to Donatella Versace. You definitely are an icon. You definitely have broken down barriers for women. There are still not that many women at the helm of these fashion houses. There's not a whole lot of diversity, so I don't know if this is her last collection. I wish her all the best, but I really hope it's not, because I'm going to tell you something. What happened to Donatella Versace at the peak of Gianni Versace's career and his tragic death could have really taken her out. It could have really taken her out and really just made her not even want to touch it, but she stuck with it. She continued her brother's legacy, and she still continues to do it. And no matter if this is her last collection or not, Donatella, if you are going out, you're going out having had done the motherfucking damn thing. Okay? So, listen. Huge congratulations to her. Now, I have to talk about my favorite collection from Milan Fashion Week, and I believe this was my favorite last Fashion Week, but for the second time in a row, it has to go to Maximilian Davis for Ferragamo Fall Winter 2025 and 26, honey. This was next level for me. I am a huge fan of Maximilian Davis. And before I get into the collection, I think a lot of you Italian fashion brands and European fashion brands need to tap into some new and more diverse talent. Look at what it's doing for Ferragamo, honey. Maybe if y'all reach into different pools of diversity to find creative directors. I mean, good God, not every creative director has to be this, Italian stallion. You know what I mean? Not every creative director has to be a white man, for crying fucking out loud. And maybe if you did reach into different pools, maybe Gucci could keep a creative director longer than 3 years or a year, because I just, found out the other day that Sabato de Sorno is out. The collection that Gucci just debuted for this past Milan Fashion Week was created by, the house, the in-house designers, the in-house design team. Like, what the fuck is going on? Give somebody else a chance. When you do, look at what happens. This collection was absolutely brilliant. Now, his last collection for Ferragamo, he went with this whole, he was inspired by, dance and ballet and what the dancers would wear on the street and what they would wear home. And he continued that. Hold on, let me pull my notes, honey. Let me pull my notes. And he continued that by pulling inspiration from German dance legend Pina Bausch. Now, if you don't know, I'm not familiar with who Pina Bausch is, but she's Germany's Alvin Ailey, if you will. And she had a very, very chic but subdued way of dressing. It was all about comfortability. He pulled inspiration also from the 1920s. And if you look at the collection, I have a few pictures of how she used to dress. She's no longer with us. She's passed on. But here's a few reference photos. And, really masculine silhouettes paired with, a little slip dress underneath. But the way Maximilian Davis elevates it into just this high glamour and eleganza, darling, just blows me away every time. I love the 2 bags on the waist, like full purses, full double purses as fanny packs with these oversized trenches. Absolutely brilliant. I love there was this red feather look that I need that in my closet, honey. The way he played with fur and satin and chiffon, and it was even though it was about romance and pulling inspiration from Pina Bausch and all of that, it was still fun and it was still sexy and it was still youthful. He also found that Pina Bausch and Ferragamo both had a love for flowers. And, Ferragamo, used to do the floral prints and using, floral shapes in his silhouettes. And Pina Bausch loved flowers on, her stages as she performed. So he found some common ground in between the two legends that he was pulling from. So I thought that was really cool, too. And listen, that's all I have for Milan Fashion Week, honey. I'm going to tell you, my least favorite show, though, it has to be Prada. It has to be Prada. What the hell was that? Now, Museo Prada is working with, what's his name? He's not one of my favorite designers. A lot of fashion nerds swear by him, but he's not my favorite. Hey, Google. Who co-designs with Museo Prada?
Here are some pictures that match.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, Google. Who is the creative director of Prada?
Prada was founded by Mario Prada.
I'm trying to find... I can't think of his name. It'll come to me as soon as I get off the camera. But anyway, yeah, he needs to go. Prada needs a new creative director. Listen, 90s Prada, I live for. Early 2000s Prada, Current present day Prada, I'm not, I wasn't impressed. I thought it was really Gumby and Wallace and Gromit like. And I get the meaning behind it was, highlight the imperfections, darling. We don't want to see the highlighting of imperfections during Milan Fashion Week. We want to see tits. We want to see ass. We want to see heavy lip liner. We want to see overdone moles. We want big hair, leopard print, silk, slit, sex, ecstasy, glamour, gaudiness. That's what we want to see during Milan Fashion Week. Muxia Prada. Okay? Not this. Whew, I just had to get that off my chest. Can I light a cigarette? Whew, I had to get that off my chest, honey. And y'all don't even, and listen, Paris Fashion Week just started today. Don't even ask me to watch another Dior show until they get rid of that goddamn, what is her name? Maria something. Whew, she stresses me out. Because it's like, it's Dior. And, I grew up on Jean Galliano's Dior. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, it's just an epic fail every time with her. It's so matronly. Ugh. So listen. Huge congratulations to Maximilian Davis. I just went on a whole cockamamie tangent. And I also want to shout out Tokyo James, who celebrated his 10-year anniversary. Though the collection was not my favorite, I loved it. And I'm a huge fan of Tokyo James. So huge shout out to Tokyo James and Maximilian Davis representing for the community out there in Milan. You have to give them, I believe they're the only two, which is ridiculous to me. Again, reach and find different pockets of creatives. There's so many of us out here. Anyway, so last night was the 97th Academy Awards, honey. And let me tell you something about the red carpet. The girls brought it last night. I had a hard time picking my favorites, but the girls brought it last night. Not only did they bring it on the actual Academy Awards red carpet, but honey, the girls shut it down at the Vanity Fair Oscar party. So let's get into the red carpet. First, Halle Berry. Halle Berry. Now, it's been a couple of years now, and you haven't gotten it right in a long time. And I love Halle Berry. Halle Berry is an iconic beauty, iconic screen, siren, maven, vixen, diva, all of that. She was one of the last black women to win Best Actress at the Academy Awards. Clock that T. I thought Halle looked absolutely stunning. She's 50-something years old. She's wearing Christian Siriano. I love the hair. The hair is just really pushing forward that classic, iconic bone structure of hers. It was simple. It was elegant. And the body is bodying, honey. Halle could do no wrong in this. I absolutely love this. And I love that cute moment with her and Adrian Brody where they redid the kiss, because I remember when she won the Oscar where she wore that gorgeous was it Badgley Mishka? No, it was Elie Saab, honey. She's the one that put Elie Saab on the motherfucking map, girl. And so she ran up to him on the red carpet in front of his wife, by the way. And she stole a kiss from him. So I love that moment. Next, a lot of people give this young lady a lot of flack. She never used to be my favorite girl. I just never used to care really much for Zoe Saldana. But this whole press junket that she's been doing for this movie, Amelia Perez, I believe the name of the movie is. I haven't checked it out yet, but it's making waves all through Hollywood. She made history last night, becoming the first Dominican American to win an Academy Award. She won for Best Supporting Actress in her role for Amelia Perez. Her husband is fine, honey. A lot of people give Zoe Saldana a lot of flack for her style, but it's her own. She marches to the beat of her own drum. I read her for filth for that getup that she had on at the Met Gala though. But she's an easy breezy kind of a girl. She's not into all the foo-foo-la. But this YSL 3-tier cake gown, honey, I loved it. I love the ox blood color on her. I love the beaded sequin bandeau top. And I love the gloves. I love the minimal makeup. That necklace was a real piece of hardware. I believe it was Bulgari. I'm not quite sure. But she looked absolutely stunning. And I thought the dress was unique. And she's very boho 70s chic. I thought it fit her perfectly. So she was definitely one of my best dressed. Next we have, now, I don't usually live for her either. But honey, Miss Girl, Selena Gomez gave me old Hollywood glam, honey. Honey. Love looks good on Selena Gomez. The hair, the body, she's wearing Ralph Lauren. You know, she reminds me of a young Elizabeth Taylor. If they ever do a major motion picture Elizabeth Taylor biopic, it should be Selena Gomez. She looked absolutely stunning. I lived for it. Oh my God, my tablet is about to die. What a time. Next. And I'm so sad because Demi Moore did not take it home. But next we have Demi Moore in Giorgio Armani Privé, darling, fresh off the runway. She looked absolutely stunning. Demi Moore, honey, I have loved Demi Moore since striptease, okay? Demi Moore is one of my vision board style icon diva goddesses of all time. I live for fucking Demi Moore, honey. She looked absolutely beautiful. That long maven hair and that bonnie, yawny. It was absolutely beautiful. Next, now a lot of people was not feeling this look, but I thought Lupita Nyong'o looked absolutely stunning in Chanel. I mean, this dress features over 22,000 pearls. It was light, it was youthful. It really gave a princess effect. I loved it, and the bodice kind of gave like armor almost, very like medieval princess against that beautiful melanin, honey. I love that the hair was pulled back. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Who do we have next? Okay, now, I don't really too much fool with Doja Cat because she gives me the willies. But Doja Cat definitely served in Balmain, honey. Honey, I love the Bridget Nielsen high top fade cut. I love the shawl over the shoulder, the dress, the fit her. I mean, impeccable fit, impeccable tailoring, absolutely gorgeous. Who do we have next? It was so many. Okay. My second best dress of the night has to go to singer Lalisa Manable. She is wearing Mark Gong. Honey, when I saw this tuxedo, dress, jacket, combo, I lived for it. It's fresh, it's fun, it's youthful, it's a little quirky, it's got the corseted back all the way down. I thought the tailoring was impeccable. I love the little Babysitter's Club top knot. She looked absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. She also killed it on the red carpet at the Vanity Fair party in Miss So He, honey. Oh my gosh. I don't know who the hell she is. I don't know why she was at the Oscars. Well, she's a singer, so I guess she was performing. But she nailed it. But I have to give my best dress to Cynthia Erivo. Honey, this is an Oscar gown for the ages. This took my fucking breath away. I love that color on her. I love the the bowed shoulders with the neck, the bald head. And I love that Cynthia Erivo, she's not going to play around with hair. She's not going to do a whole lot of what y'all want her to do. Cynthia Erivo is going to give you Cynthia Erivo every time. And that's why it works. I love the nails. The nails. Now, I'm not a fan of the super, super, super long nails. I'm not one of those girls. But Cynthia Erivo does it in a way that is so classy, so timeless. I loved it. I loved it. And even though she didn't win, better luck next time. That's all I can tell you. Because, honey, her and Ariana Grande brought the motherfucking house down. Not only did they bring the house down, but they served eleganza, honey. I believe that Cynthia Erivo was wearing, I believe this is Vivienne Westwood. Is it Vivienne Westwood? 1997. The one that Charlamagne Harlow wore with the mask, and Ariana Grande wore Schiaparelli. Ariana Grande looked cute. But Cynthia Erivo took it home, and she brought the house down with that performance. I also loved the moment between Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey together on the stage, reuniting to honor the late great Quincy Jones. They did a whole memoriam for him, in which Queen Latifah also performed. I love that moment. And we also, history was also made with, hold on, let me make sure I get it right. Legendary costume designer Paul Tazewell made history, becoming the first black man in all 97 years of the Oscars to win Best Costume Designer. So huge shout out to him. Overall, it was a great night. Now, my favorite looks from the Vanity Fair Oscar party definitely have to go to Lalisa Manable, Kendall Jenner. Even though I'm not too much rocking with the Kardashians these days, honey, she gave it in Archive Mugler. And her sister Kim, shut it all the way down. I'm sorry, Kim. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see, Kim. This was everything. I lived for this look, honey. This is Balmain Haute Couture. It just gives wedding in the front, but when she turned around, honey, I'm going to try to make a dress like this. I live for this. So anyway, that's my coverage of the Oscars, honey. So let's get into the bullshit. Dr. Heavenly. So, I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar with the show Married to Medicine. I thoroughly enjoy Married to Medicine on Bravo. It has its ratchet moments and its arguing and its drama, but I love the fact that it's based around black physicians, married, happily married, working through their relationships. Only, I think, one of the couples have been divorced, which is Quad and Dr. Gregory Lunsford. Well, on excuse me, guys, I'm still getting over this cold. So in one of the last episodes, Dr. Gregory Lunsford they were on vacation. Dr. Gregory is married somebody else who he found on a website. And Quad is now dating somebody new, and they were all on vacation together, and things came to a dramatic, explosive fight or whatever. And so, Dr. Heavenly, she does these YouTube shows, and she goes on and she talks about it. So, listen, she offended a lot of people with what she said. Take a look. Hold on, let me pull it up so I can remember, because I try to tune the bullshit out. Take a look at this.
What it is. So when you have a conversation with somebody, if somebody gets upset and it goes to the left, most men, real men, not gay men, not bitch men, you know what I'm saying? The guys that is kind of soft, but real men are gonna feel like, you know what I mean? Straight men are gonna feel like if you tell my wife to shut the fuck up, I'm gonna have a problem with it. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. So when
you know, I'm gonna light my cigarette for this. So I've been really trying not to get into the whole LGBT conversation, especially with black folks. And I'm really, really trying, because listen, we're up against a lot right now with this current administration. And so I'm trying not to do the push and pull thing with my people and my community. But black people, this whole thing with disparaging the LGBTQ plus community, it's really getting tired. Dr. Heavenly, that shit didn't have nothing to do. Those were two straight men fighting over respect. That shit had nothing to do with gay men. And this notion that your manhood depends on where you stick your dick, that's why a lot of you women is sitting at home alone with 5 kids and 6 baby daddies. Okay? That's why a lot of you men are out here laying next to a beast of a woman that you can't stand, knowing whole time while you playing house with Methuselah that you want to be laid up with a little Boris Kojo. Like, can we please cut it out? And it's like, listen, there are white people who hate the gays just as much as the blacks hate the gays. But the difference is, I don't see them constantly with the gays in their mouth. Dr. Heavenly, it's time for you to go. And it's not just because of this, but I see the way she does on the show, and she's really bringing the show down. She's really ghetto. And I used to enjoy Dr. Heavenly. But Dr. Heavenly, you just take things too far. You take shit too far. And then she, of course, she wrote a check that her ass couldn't cash because she ran her mouth all over the internet like she always does. So she comes out with an apology. Take a look at this. Hold on. Let me pull it back up.
I love y'all. I'm just emotional right now because and again, let me apologize for what I said before. I made a lot of people feel uncomfortable about something I made, and it was mistaken. And I want to say I apologize. It was an ignorant statement I made about, being a real man, or whatever. I want to apologize for that again and again. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I didn't mean anything by it, but it doesn't take away from somebody I might have hurt their feelings. So I will apologize for that again.
Y'all are just as bad as the white people when they get caught saying something ignorant about black folks or somebody of a minority race or minority ethnicity. It's like, come on with this. And I see a lot of women do this. A lot of black women do this. And I love my sisters, my bio women. I love y'all. But y'all got to stop doing this shit. Because it's always a gay man or a tranny that is pulling a nigga up off you. It's always a gay man or a tranny who comes in in a pinch, in a clutch, whatever. We benefit from each other. Can we please stop with this? And Dr. Heavenly, if it wasn't for honey, I know it's a fag over there beating that face because, honey, it's giving Tales from the Crypt in that apology video. How come? And while we're on the subject of homophobia within the black community, so former Insecure star, I came across this video earlier today, and it's just so annoying. Like, let it go. Let it go. Let people live. We let y'all men, y'all black men, a lot of y'all black men Sling y'all dick every which way, up the street, down 95, up 85, over the Hudson Bridge, down to George Washington, down to DC, down to Arizona. Y'all swinging dick everywhere, and we're just supposed to sit down and be like, oh, well, he's a man. It's like, come on. So I came across this other video of former Insecure star Saranis Jackson. Take a look at this.
Apparently in the gay community, this is some gay stuff, but I'm gonna get to that because it's actually serious and sentimental. So I'm like, how they just hijacking this shit? This is how far it's an indicator of how far they put their fist in your ass. Oh, Lord. Boy. Okay, look. All right, look. In the gay community,
stop it there.
What's confirming this shit?
If you don't like gay people, to all the black men out there on the internet who have a platform that feel a way about gay men and trans women, why do y'all always have us in y'all mouth? And why do you know so much about us? And then it's like, y'all know so much about us, y'all are so invested. And this is not to say that every man that does this is gay. Because it's going to be a whole bunch of bitches putting their head on the railroad tracks for a nigga that they don't even know. Okay? But it's just like, do you somehow feel like that makes you a man? Like, it makes you more of a man to put your foot on the backs of the gays? Like, I don't get it. I'm going to tell y'all men something. When y'all men do that, it really does come off like you want to taste. It comes off like you want to taste, you want to try it. And if you do, that's okay. But your catcall to testing out the waters shouldn't be disrespect. And if you don't have anything, listen, Trump is taking away your children's right to know their own history in school, the guns, what's going on with Ukraine, because we're getting ready to get to that next. I'm closing out with that. Hold on. I mean, it's so many things that you could be talking about. Leave us alone. And it's getting to the point where I really like, I haven't really talked about anything under this umbrella of a subject in quite a while, because it's clear that y'all want to make us the enemy. The black community, the majority, not all, the majority is making the LGBTQ plus folks the scapegoat. You're joining right on in with that Trump Project 2025 rhetoric, not remembering that you're a nigger. This is a time when all of us need to be sticking together. We don't have time for this shit. We really don't. It's getting really, really old, and it's really, really childish. Y'all sound like y'all in middle school. They sticking fist in it. Oh, ew. So why are you talking about it? You look like a guy. He looked like a goddamn fruitcake himself. He looked like he just ripped two lines of coke. Pale ass. Shut your ass up. I keep saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. We don't have time for this kind of stuff. It's a bigger battle coming up. Speaking of a bigger battle, take a look at this. So, President Zelensky of the Ukraine came for a nice for what he thought was going to be a nice friendly visit with Donald Trump. And I don't know. I guess JD Vanity took his mouth off of Elon Musk's dick long enough to be able to come and let us know he was still alive, honey, because I ain't seen him since the inaugural, aka the KKK meeting. So the cameras were rolling, and the gentleman decided to sit down and have a discussion, and things just went absolutely left. Take a look at this. Hold on.
Of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
Of the war,
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think
You're
you-
gambling with World War
What do you-
III.
what do you
You're
speak about?
gambling with
What do you
World
speak
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with all
backed
respect to
you
your
far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
You think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have.
I'm going to start off by saying this. That is the most deplorable, disgusting, downtrodden thing I have ever seen come out of the White House in my 35 years of living. That was so, first of all, let me spell it out for y'all. This was all a stunt and a show. Donald Trump is a stunt queen. He is a stunt queen. That whole diatribe, that whole back and forth, that was planned. In my personal opinion. He got in JD Vanity's ear and said, this is how we're going to do this motherfucker here. And I'm going to tell you why they planned it out, in my personal opinion. If you recall, Ukraine is the country that had all that goings on with Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. And Trump demanded from Zelensky, I need all the dirt you got on Joe Biden. And Zelensky said, bitch, I ain't got time. That's what that's about. They made fun of the way he was dressed. They didn't let him get a word in. One of the reporters, one of their henchmen, why don't you have a suit on? You know why he doesn't have a suit on? Because his country has been at war with Russia for the last 3 years. Yeah, they've been doing America's dirty work. Russia decided to go in and claim land that don't belong to them. Excuse me, not them, but Vladimir Putin. That's why he didn't have a suit on. Because unlike you, Donald Trump, he's doing his job. And he actually cares about the people of his country. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's time. Ooh, y'all gonna make me say some shit on here. But listen, fuck it. It's time somebody lay him down. He needs to lay down. This is past the motherfucking joke. And I saw a lot of people in the comment sections. That's how a real gangster handles shit. That's how you handle shit. No, that's not how you handle shit. Because what you saw in that room in the White House was the president, the leader of the free world, siding with dictatorship, fascism, and oligarchy. And that's a dangerous motherfucking game. And once you open up that box, it's going to be real hard for you to close it back. It was nothing funny about that. It was nothing light about that. He even put that man out without security. How dare you? That man was so bewildered. And not only that, English is not his first language. He's Ukrainian. English is not his first language. So there was also a little bit of a language barrier there, which I would think Trump would be used to, seeing as how his wife, the clam chowder spread eagle cunt, is flinger flogging flurgen, or whatever the hell she is. She don't speak of the king's damn English either. And neither does J.D. Vance's wife, for a matter of fact, excuse me, his beard. Because she's Indian. I gotta light my blunt, honey. Y'all done raised my pressure. I am so tired of waking up every morning and it's something with this big bitch. You talking about why he don't have on a suit. Bitch, why do you have on a diaper? That bitch can't even control his bowels. How the hell is he going to control this country? Girl. And J.D. Vance, you need to lay down too. And you know what's really funny? I found out today, I saw this on social media, that MAGA in Nigerian actually means fool or a sucker or a pushover. Seriously. Look, Google it. Honey. That was ridiculous. I don't even have words for it, for real. I really don't. Our Social Security is at stake. There's nobody over there working at the IRS. They're pulling SNAP benefits. I mean, they are literally trying to bankrupt this country and run it into the ground. And people are just, I know we got to get on with our life and go on about our day and just try to be as normal as possible. But god damn. Anyway, before I go, I touched on, when we were talking about Milan Fashion Week, I touched on, yes, we have black models on the runway. Yes, thank you for that. But it's time to put people of color in the creative chairs. And I came across Howard University's Models of Mecca, who put on a show earlier this month. And I was blown away by the talent. Take a look at this. This is not even 4 hours away from me. Look at how much talent right here. With all this diversity, equity, inclusion crap going on and the boycott, which I did participate in the blackout, I hope you did. Fashion has always been such a diverse place. And now we're starting to realize that it's not as diverse as we thought it was. And I think fashion could definitely do better. I did see that they were having something. I'm going to talk about it on the next episode in a couple of days. A group of black fashion creatives got together with Anna Wintour and they were talking. So I do see a shift in the right direction, but kick that motherfucking door in already. Because everybody wants a chance. And there's so much talent out there. In Asia, in India, in Africa. Everywhere. In Detroit. at Howard University, at VCU, at Norfolk State, at Montclair State. Anyway, y'all, I will be back in a few days with another episode. Ain't no telling what's going to happen between now and Thursday, but we'll just have to wait and see. Ciao.